So you're one of the reasons why, excuse me, you're one of the reasons why I really started to do this, because you and I talked a lot about your journey through college. And so I know that I wasn't around as much to make sure to help prepare you for what college soccer, regardless of the division, looked like. So let's take it step by step. What did you think when you left home to go to Monterey Bay, to go to school and play soccer? What did you think was going to happen?
I thought that I was going to walk onto the team and I had an automatic starting position and I just was going to be the star of the show. Like I didn't have to put as much effort into it as I needed to in practice. I thought that I was just going to be the starting six and the key, like one of the key players on the field.
And so you get there, and what is the reality?
The reality is I have 35 other players on the team, girls who are 4 years older than I am, girls who have been playing college soccer, who know what it is, who are veterans, and I who are well prepared, who have trained hard and grinded all summer long, which I grinded, but I didn't do it to the extent that they did. And I just was not prepared. And I was like, up against girls who knew what college soccer was.
So what was it like to then conform to that and then try to adapt to that? Like, were there hurdles that you came up on that you're like, obviously that first reaction of like reality, okay, this is what it is. How did you work and navigate through those hurdles?
It was hard because I always felt like I was one step behind.
Mm,
Uh, and coming in, college soccer is a fall sport, so you're coming in its season. You don't get a preseason, so you come in, and if you're ready, you're ready. If you're not, you're not. So I felt like I was looked at maybe the first week of practice, and my coach realized that I wasn't ready and didn't
mm.
prepare well enough, and she kind of just tossed me aside and didn't look at me again. So I felt as if like I was one step behind and I wasn't getting looked at anymore, no matter if I tried to catch up.
Mm.
And I did grind. I put in the work. I was doing extra work outside of practice, but it didn't really matter at that point. My coach had already made up their mind about what they wanted to do and who they wanted to play.
So your experience was you show up excited, pumped up, and then things don't go your way, but you try to, you know, make up slash improve or work towards, being someone that the coaches could lean on. But then you felt like there was like almost like no hope. And was that because of the lack of communication? Like, or was that like a vibe that you felt from the coaching staff or from the players? Like, what kept you kind of like contained?
I definitely think that it was a vibe from the coaches, and I
Mm.
think it was a lack of communication. It was a combination of things. So it was just both, and I felt it, and I feel like I can read people pretty well, and
Mm.
I was getting that vibe, and it was super discouraging.
And did the coaching staff like tell the players like, hey, feel free to set up a meeting with us and like we'll go over some stuff? Or did you kind of feel like, I mean, obviously you're shaking your head no, so I mean, but like, just did you feel like essentially no connection with the staff essentially?
Yes, no soccer connection. Personally, the head coach and I had a great relationship off the field, like soccer aside.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to soccer, I felt nothing there, zero.
So
So
I'm curious. So we're not mind readers, but you were in that experience. Why do you think the personal side was, say, good, right? That you appreciated it. I'm sure both ways between you and the coach. Um, but why do you think it was the opposite for soccer? Was it because the, the like the program had to win, or what was the reason why you feel like soccer was just like it was separate? It's a hard
I
question, and I'm sure
Yeah,
it's difficult to answer. So,
it is tough. I would say one of the reasons is definitely that winning is on coaches, especially college coaches, because they have an extra pressure. Like that is their livelihood to win. If they
mm,
don't produce a winning record, they get looked at, they get questioned
mm,
by different sources or whatever. But it just is probably a combination of things. I think it's lack of coaching skills,
mm.
definitely a reason as well. But I don't want to, bash
No, of
anyone.
course, no,
Yeah.
no. This is more just reflecting on your experience and how
Yeah.
others can maybe learn from it to prepare themselves for potentially these realities. Because I don't, you're definitely not just one situation. There's many situations of people going through these experiences. And again, it sounds like you and the staff had a good relationship outside of soccer. It was just when it came to soccer, it was just like it was very clear. It was black and white.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So
I
that's just yeah.